Okay, everybody is on page, 138-ish. All right. Rational problems. Now remember, a rational equation is just numbers. They don't mean anything to us. A rational problem is something that we can use in real life. Okay? Rational problems require 4 steps. I shouldn't say steps. I don't like the word steps. Rational problems require 4, yes, that's better, 4 processes to complete. Okay? Step 1.
Process 1.
Yeah, process 1. You must assign variables. All right? Now, what does this mean when I say assign variables? I don't mean X, Y, Z. That's not it. You have to say what they are. Okay? So to assign a variable, you must decide what you're counting and give a variable to all of them. That's step 1, process 1. Step 2, you must write an equation to answer your question. Now, please be aware that the equation is not the answer. Okay? The equation is the mathematical question that you are asking. Because the problem's going to ask you a question in words. The equation turns those words into numbers. Okay? Step 3, you must solve the equation But remember, solving the equation is still not the answer to the problem. And process 4 is take your answer from 3 and apply it. Okay? Because these things are actually going to give you a real life answer, something that we can actually do something with. Okay? Now, you guys have seen this problem before at some point in your life. And this problem bothers me because everybody says one of two answers when they read this question. They often get it wrong. My personal favorite when they read this question is people say, well, it'll take them 7 hours. And I invariably have kids in my classes from grade 9 all the way up that think that that is an acceptably intelligent answer. That Tim could do it in 4, but if somebody helps him, it's going to take longer. I have had people hand in a test with that answer.
Well, I mean, I don't like working with people. They can slow you down.
Anyways, so we're going to discuss how to solve this. All right? So process 1, I have to assign my variables. What is being counted in this question? Time. Anything else? Is anything else being counted? No. Time is the only thing being counted. Yes, because they are only painting a room. So since time is the only thing being counted, that's the only variable I need to assign. Yes? Everyone agree? Okay. So time, t, equals time. Is everybody happy with that? Okay. How many rooms are being painted? 1. How long does it take Tim to do the job? 4 hours. Right? Everyone agree? So 4 units of time will paint how many rooms for Tim? 1 room. Yeah? What about my man Bob? 3 units of time to paint that same room. Yes? Everyone agree? That's the hardest math in this question. Understanding that. Is everyone cool with that? Okay. Now, here's where we get trippy. How long does it take, or I shouldn't say that. I don't want to say it that way. How much, okay. How much can Tim get done in any single unit of time? Because he takes 4 units of time to paint one whole room. A quarter, right? Everybody cool with that? Okay. So this guy, Tim, T equals 1/4, yes? Everybody cool with that? And what is it for Bob? 1/3. Is everybody still cool? Yeah? Okay. What are we trying to figure out here? Their combined time, right? So I need to know Tim's time plus Bob's time to paint how many rooms? 1. What is Tim's time? 1/4 T, right? 1/4 times T. Agreed? Because he's going to paint a quarter of the room in one chunk of time, yes? What's Bob going to paint the room in? 1/3 of T. And it's going to equal 1, yes? Solve it. Have we got our equation? So let's solve it. T over 4 plus T over 3 equals 1, yes? What are we going to do to solve that? What's our common denominator? 12. What did I have to multiply that by to get to 12? 3, so it's 3T. What did I multiply that by? 4, so it's 4T. Equals 1, yes?
That's not 40.
Now you guys are smart kids. What's the common denominator? 12. So this is 3T plus 4T has to equal 12, yes? So what does T equal? 7 over 12. So, do I have an answer? Do I have an answer to the question yet? No. How long is it going to take them to work together? 7/12 of an hour, right? 7/12 of an hour, or 1.7 hours. Is everybody with me?
7/12 of an hour is not 1.7 hours.
Or, sorry. 7/12 of an hour is the T, right? Right? Where are their T's? Where in the equation? Okay, so that's what we do. Because that is the apply. Okay? Oh, of course it should be 12 over 7, dummy head. See, that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you skip a step. Because I should have actually written 7t equals 12, and then I wouldn't have screwed that up. I was just going over this with my kid last night. Not grade 11 math. We were doing algebra, one-step equations with algebra. No. We were doing this with, like, this type of thing with my kid. Equals 28.
I know you're a math.
And he was trying to do it all in his head, like a kid. Do I have to show work, Dad? No, go ahead and solve that, son.
21.
7. And then I'd sit there for a while, and then I'd say, okay, now show me the work. Okay. -7, -7. 3x equals 21. X equals 7. Which was faster? Showing the work. Then he got all frustrated and mad at me. Huh? A little Eeyore when he's doing math. He's not a big fan. That's because your parents can do math. Your parents are appalled that when you're asked how many times does 7 go into 56, and you have to go, it frustrates your parents. Yo, of course you can. Oops. My man James does a paper route in 40 minutes. My man Jeff does the same route every other day in 50 minutes. How long will it take them if they work together? So what's James? Yeah, somebody always says it. What's James? $40. So T over 40, yes? Because in 1 unit of time, he will do 1/40th of the route, right? What's Jeff? T over 50. If they work together, how many paper routes are getting done? 2? 1. So Jeff is T50 plus James is T40 to get 1 route done, right? So solve it. What's the common denominator? 200. So how did I get this guy to 200? So this guy's times 40. What's this guy? Times 50. 40t plus 50t has to equal what? 200. 90t equals 200. What does t equal? Oh, this isn't times 40. It's times 4 and 5, right? Because it was 200, not 2,000. 200 over 9. Is that an answer? Is that how we tell time? No. When do you have to be there? In 200/9ths of an hour. Maybe if I was, snooty. But again, this is our mathematical answer. What's our real life answer? What do I do with 209? Divide it to get what? What is 200 divided by 9? What? 24.2? 22.2. Now, what were we counting in? Minutes. So this is 22.2 minutes, not mims.
Sounds like it could be a real unit.
Is everybody good? A mim?
Yeah.
It's short for millimeters.
No, really.
Mims.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
All right, is everybody cool?
That could also be megameters. So.
Nav, what's the problem? What? Yeah, I did that thing that I tell you guys not to do, and I cross-multiplied immediately without thinking about it, because I only needed to get to 200, not 2,000. Now, what happens if I actually do that?
Do the same thing.
Then I get 90t equals 2,000, and I would get the same answer, right? Okay, let's look at the next one. See if you guys can figure that out. Oh, there's a little typo there. Mark is capital M. How is this question different? You have the together time, don't you? So what do we know? What do we know about Kyra? 40 minutes. So what is that? T over 40. Because in 1 unit of time, she will do 1/40th of the lawn, yes? Okay, what do we know about Mark? Together, they're 24 minutes. But what do we know about Mark? We don't know how long it'll take, do we? But it will take him some amount of time over what? Another variable. Why? Because there's another unknown thing that I'm counting here, yes? Right? We don't know how much time it's going to take Mark, and we don't know what unit he has. So what do I put here? Any letter.
M.
I'm going to use M for Mark.
Also not capitalized.
Now, what do we know? We know that Kyra plus Mark is true love forever equals 24, yes?
Does kind of seem like a name you'd see carved into a tree.
Totally. So what's Kyra?
T over 4.
And what's Mark?
T over M.
T over M. And what's that got to equal? You got to think about this. Which is it? Lucas says it equals 1. Jordan says it equals 24. Which is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still.
Why is it 1? Because it's one lawn. Right? These are not the lawns, are they? What are these? What's being counted up here with Kyra Mark making 24? Is that the amount of lawns they can mow? No, so what is that? This is time. This is lawns, yes? Right? Okay. So if I got to figure this out, right? Because don't I know the time? What's time? 24, right? So I got to solve this with t as what? 24. So can I put t 24 in there now? I can. Or I can leave it as t. Does it matter which way I do this? What happens if I put 24 in there now? I'm going to get some big numbers, aren't I? So what if I leave it as t? Then what happens? I carry on with math the way I know how to do it, right? So what do I need here to make this work? Common denominator, which is what? 40m, right? What does this guy have? He's got the 40, so what does he get? M. What's this guy got? M, so what does he get? The 40. And this guy gets what? Both. So now, what do I get here? What do I get? Tm plus, what do I get here? 40t equals 40m. Now, do I know any of that? What do I know? T. So what's this become? 24m plus, what's this become? 960 equals, what's this become? 40m. Now what? Solve it, yeah? 960 equals 16m. M equals 60. Does that make sense? It takes 24 to do it together. Takes her 40. Takes Mark 60. Does that make sense?
Mark didn't want to mow the lawn very much.
Mark doesn't want to mow the lawn, but does it make sense? Did we get a number that makes sense? Yes, because it's longer than the time they would work together. Then why what? 24 went in for every T. Right? This one is problematic because often you guys see this with time and think it's the same as this, which is lawns mowed. Understand? Okay. 4 is really hard. Because 4 requires you to do some physics, yeah? I know. What is being counted here? There's speed. Oops, I don't want a highlighter. We are counting speed, yes? How do we find speed? Speed is distance over time, yes? Everyone agrees? Now, you guys are all smart kids. There's 3 versions of that equation, isn't there? Right? There's also time equals what? Distance over speed. And there's also what? Distance, which equals speed times time. Now, of course, if this was physics class, I wouldn't use the word speed. What would I use? Velocity. But this isn't physics class. So, what do I know? Jamie rows 24 kilometers downstream and then back again. The average speed of the current. So, what do I see there? 24K? That's a distance, yes? Speed of the current is 2 kmh. That's a speed, yes? And he takes 9 hours. What's that? That's a time, yes? So do I have all 3 parts? I do. So what am I trying to find out? His speed with no help from the current, yes? So what does the current do to his speed? It speeds him up. So there's Jamie plus current, or what's the other option? When he turns around and comes back upstream, it's Jamie minus current. Is everybody cool with that? Have I lost anybody in our thought processes yet? Everyone's good? Okay, so I need to think about him going downstream and I need to think about him coming upstream, yes? Is he going to have different speeds in both of those? Yes. Is he going to have different time in both of those? Yes. So I have to have his downstream speed and his upstream stuff, yes? Does everyone agree? Okay. And what are the 3 things that I need to count? Speed, distance, and time. What's his distance? Because is his distance variable? No. What's his distance downstream? 24. What's his distance upstream? 24. What's his total distance paddled? 48. Is everybody with me so far? Anybody got a problem? No? Okay. What then is his speed? Speed is distance over time, right? Do I know his speed? So what do I give anything I don't know? A variable. What would be a good variable for speed? S? Sure. When he's going downstream, it's his speed plus y2. It's how fast the current's going. What's his speed coming home? His speed minus 2. Is everybody still okay? All right. And what's the third thing we count? What is time? Time is distance over speed, isn't it? Do I have a distance? Do I have a speed? So what's his time? What's his time coming home? And what's his total time? That was a little creepy. What's his total time? You guys sounded like twins in a murder movie.
I was thinking The Shining.
Yeah, The Shining. Thank you. I couldn't pop into my head. What's his total time? 9 hours. So now, do we have everything we need? What's our equation? What's our equation? There's his downstream time, which is what? Plus his upstream time has to equal what? Has to equal what? 9 hours. Time and time is 9. Because, Joel, we're not talking about, it's one trip, yes? But we're not looking for that. We're looking for his time, or his speed, I mean. So we need to do one that has S in it, right? So what's my common denominator? So my common denominator, my LCD, is S plus 2, S minus 2, yes? What does this guy have? S plus 2. So what does it get? S minus 2. What does this guy have? S minus 2. So what does it get? S plus 2. What does this guy need? Both of them. Now, I gave you guys a little shortcut here. Shouldn't I just do S squared minus 4? That's cool, yeah? Now, work that out. What's this? 24S minus 48 plus 24S plus 48 equals, no, 9S squared minus 36. Now what? Do math. What happens to negative 48 and positive 48? Gone. 24 and 24? 48S equals 9S squared minus 36. What are you going to do with that? Bring it over. 9S squared minus 48S minus 36 equals 0, yes? Then what? Factor. What's coming out of there? 3. 3S squared minus 16S minus 12. Factor that. What is it? Three S plus 2 and S minus 6 equals 0. So what does S have to be? 6 or negative 2/3. Which one of those is the only possible answer? Why? Negative speed. If he's paddling at negative speed, now I'm going to use the word velocity. Where's he going? Backwards. So is this possible? No. So it has to be 6. Those of you that didn't grow up in Canada, this is the problem with Canadian education. They have had 11 years of being told that everything they think is right.
The states ain't that much better.
I know. And in fear of crushing Joel's feelings, I have to, as a Canadian teacher, say, well, that's absolutely right, Joel. He could be a backwards paddler. Maybe when you get your license, you'll drive everywhere in reverse. Because that's a good idea. Because I don't want to hurt Joel's feelings. Everywhere else in the world would be, that's moronic. Why would he do that? You will notice that everybody who went to school somewhere else said 6 and left it at that and moved on. The Canadian kids, maybe he would paddle backwards, Mr. Myers. I think he's going to put his boat in the river and he's going to paddle up to Hope because he wants to go to Langley. You will notice this next question is not with my name. Why?
Wait.
Wrong. It involves somebody doing exercise. Thank you, Kelvin.
Don't you always go backwards when you're doing it? Because you pull it this way and it has to go.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm Canadian too.
But like, I'm thinking like the
Okay,
movie I'm referencing.
dude.
His brain is like that
Dude.
Facebook movie.
Dude, the boat goes forward.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
If you're on the SkyTrain
that's what I thought.
and you're in one of the backward seats on SkyTrain, you're still going that way at 80 kilometers an
I
hour.
thought you were reprimanding Joel for that, though. I was like, wait, you always go that way, though. A weapon to pass that okay? He's not coming.
Why is he rolling down?
Watch yourself.
My turn.
What are the 3 things we're counting for Mr. DeVries? What are the 3 things where Mr. D on the TV show wouldn't be exercising for the sake of exercising either? The day I ride my bike 140 miles is the day I'm being chased by bears.
Very agilic bears, I must say.
Yes.
They run 140 miles.
No. All right, so what are the 3 things I'm counting? I'm counting distance, I'm counting speed, and I'm counting time. How much have I split the bike race into? 2 halves, yes? So there's part A and part B. Everyone agree? How far is each part? 70. What's my speed? S, because I don't know. Now, what happens halfway through? I'm slower by 6. So I'm pedaling the same rate, but what's happening to me? Well, I'm not pedaling because, again, I'm driving beside Mr. DeVries handing him water and bananas. -6. And what's my time? 70 over S. And S -6. And what's my total time? 8.5. So now what do I do with that? I want to know Mr. DeVries' speed. So what do I need to find? I need S, yes? So I got to do my speeds have to add, yes? Can I add my speeds? I could add them, but would that give me an equation? Yes or no? No, because I have no answer for speed, do I? I can add my distances. 70 and 70 is 140. So it can't be that because there's no variables there. So what's the only thing left? It has to be 70 over s plus 70 over s minus 6 has to equal 8.5. Yes? Right? That's the only one that we can make an equation for. Because this is an expression. This is not a rational equation because there's no unknowns. So I have to use this one, yeah? Now let's solve it. What's the common denominator? Common denominator is s times s minus 6, yeah? So this side gets what? S minus 6. What's this guy get? S. And what's this guy get? S squared minus 6s. Yes? Is everybody with me on that step? And then we would work this all out. So I would get 70s minus 420 plus 70s, right? Equals 8.5s squared minus 51? 51s. Then what do I do with that? Collect like terms, and what are you going to get? 8.5s squared, because there's no other s squareds. 70 and 70 is 140. Minus 51 is what? It's going to be 140 on this side, then it's coming over. So it's negative 191s. And this is negative 420, and it's coming over, and what do you get? Positive 420. Now, is that factorable? No. So what would you use? You got a quadratic formula, yes? So we can't do that in our heads, can we? Right? So we get out our quadratic formula and we run it through, yeah? So what is it? It's going to be b squared, right? So what's that? 191 squared plus or minus the square root of what? No, not b squared, sorry, just b. Negative b, so 191 plus or minus now b squared, which is 191 squared minus 4 times 8.5 times 420. No, because negative 191 squared is still the same as 191 squared. Over what? 2 times a, which is 17, yeah? So punch that into your calculator and see what you get. Because you're going to get two numbers, yeah? You're going to get a plus and a minus. So do all the work and tell me what you get. And then we're going to talk about that answer.
This number has a square root all the inputs.
So there's my two answers, yes? Everyone agree? Everyone's punched it into your calculator? Yeah? Kelvin? Okay. Now, one of those has to make sense and one doesn't, yes? Which one makes sense? 20 makes sense? Why? The other one is less than 6. If Mr. D is riding at 2.47 miles an hour and there's a 6 mile an hour headwind, he's getting pushed backwards. So this can't be. Did you see that Mythbusters? Where they built the bike with backwards steering?
No.
Because the myth is it's impossible to ride a bike with backwards steering.
Backward steering light.
So if I turn left, the bike goes right.
That'd be awkward. I don't see that'd be impossible.
I don't know. I didn't watch the episode. I only saw a commercial for it.
Oh. That's nice then.
I used to have a go-kart. Well, like not a go-kart, not with a motor, like a soapbox. You know what I mean? And I built it all myself, and I put a steering wheel in it. Mm-hmm. And I had ropes going down to the axle. But I put the ropes to the top of the steering wheel. So when I turned left, it pulled the wrong way.
I actually don't mind reverse steering like that.
So I needed to cross the ropes, right? And I didn't. I put them right to the edge. So I went down a hill without thinking, crashed right into a fence. And then I was like, oh yeah, backward steering. All right, everybody cool? Okay, so your job is page 140. Yeah, just finish 140. And tomorrow we'll do 141, 42, and 43 in class as our review. That's Thursday. And no, we won't have a test on Friday. We'll test on Monday. Oh, Monday's first block.
Let's do it now.
No, that's cool actually. No, that's fine. We'll test Tuesday. We'll do 141, 42, and 43 will be our in-class tomorrow. We'll do test reminders. Friday, I've got something that I need you to do. Monday, we will do one lesson of trigonometry, and Tuesday we will test.
So, on Friday, and it's starting at 11, so
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So you guys work on 140. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 questions there.
Got to keep the benches warm, eh?
Yeah. Yep. And tomorrow we'll do 141 to 43. That'll be our tomorrow homework or our tomorrow classwork. Now, when I say tomorrow classwork, tomorrow's a short day, yeah? So 141 to 43 will be marking at the beginning of Friday. Okay? So you're not going to see a key for 140 to 143 until Friday when we mark. I believe tomorrow is X block. I can't tell because I don't have anybody signing up. There you go. Okay? Everybody Gouda? Yeah. Then Friday we'll mark that. We'll do test reminders for Friday. Then we'll do our background trig sheet on Friday. And then on Monday we'll do our first trig lesson, and on Tuesday we'll test. Okay? If you sign up and you are not wanted anywhere else, I have not signed anybody up because nobody has put their name on my board. Okay, so you guys, we are doing tomorrow. Thursday is page 141 to 43, yeah? Friday is mark. Review. Test reminders. And trig. Background. Monday is trig, and Tuesday is rational expression test. I think that's good. Michaela, is there anybody else